अजमुल्ला ओमजाई, यहाँ पर राशिद खान, मुजीबुर रहमान, नवीन उल हक, फजल फारूकी, फरीद अहमद, उस्मान गनी और पूरे यहाँ पर आशीष अहमद यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रहे हैं। साथ ही साथ यहाँ पर आखिरी खिलाड़ी जो कि मोहम्मद सलीम सेफ भी टीम की स्क्वाड का यहाँ पर एक मुख्य हिस्सा रहेंगे। फिलहाल यहाँ बोला गया है जो कि हमें देखने को मिला है अफगानिस्तान के जो कि यहाँ पर क्रिकेट एक्सपर्ट है। इंग्लैंड की इंजरी की बात करें, टाइल मिल्स हैज बीन रिप्लेस्ड द ऋषि टॉपली इन द इंग्लैंड स्क्वाड बट इट्स रिमेन टू द सेमी सीन्स इफ कैन फाइंड अ प्लेस 11। तो देखने वाली बात रहेगी, ऋषि टॉपली की जगह टाइल मिल्स को मौका दिया गया है। फिलहाल यहाँ पर मुक्के के साथ किस टाइप से रहेगा, क्या रहेगी अपडेशंस आप सभी के साथ देखने को मिल रही है। वहीं अगर बात करें आप सभी के साथ लाइकली 11 में क्या रहेगा यहाँ पर अफगानिस्तान की, तो हजमुल्ला जजाई रहेंगे, रहमुल्ला गुलजार विकेट कीपर में रहेंगे, इब्राहिम जर्दन, दाविश नजमुल्ला जर्दन, वही मोहम्मद नबी, अजमुल्ला अमजाई, राशिद खान, उस्मान गनी, फजल फारूकी, मुजीबुर रहमान देखने को मिल सकते हैं। हालांकि आपको वर्डिंग में देखना है तो पहले मैं इंग्लैंड की बता देता हूं, उसके बाद आपको मैं यहाँ पर अफगानिस्तान की बता दूंगा प्लेइंग 11। देखिए इंग्लैंड की ओर से हमें यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रहा है जॉस बटलर आप सभी के साथ विकेट कीपर के साथ कैप्टन दिखाई दे रहे हैं, एलेक्स हेल्स यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहे हैं, बेन स्टोक्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं यहाँ पर, जो कि देखिए दोनों बल्लेबाज यहाँ पर ओपनिंग करने आएंगे। जॉस बटलर के साथ एलेक्स हेल्स आएंगे, वहीं यहाँ पर बेन स्टोक्स नंबर 1 पर आएंगे, नंबर 1 डाउन पे आएंगे। साथ ही साथ डेविड मेलन यहाँ पर दूसरे नंबर पे आएंगे, लाइव लिविंगस्टोन तीसरे नंबर पे, हैरी बुक्स चौथे नंबर पे, मोइन अली मिडिल ऑर्डर संभालते दिखेंगे, सैम कुन्नर, क्रिस वुड यहाँ पर और आदिल रशीद भी आप सभी के साथ देखने को मिल रहे हैं। हालांकि यहाँ पर हमें और भी कुछ देखने को मिल सकता है कि एक मिनट आई विल ट्राई कि हाँ रिमार्क
wanted to bowl. Ahmed Nabi at the toss said that he was very happy to bat. That's usually the way that Afghanistan go. The last 23 or 24 occasions they batted first 18 times on winning the toss. So they like to set the pace with the bat. Zazai and Gobaz are pretty established opening pair. This is the team that Jos Buttler has announced today, playing all the batsmen. It was just really the balance of the side that England were worried about. But Buttler captains. Hales is back, Malan at 3, that strong middle order with Livingston as low as 7. Current, Wokes, Rashid and Wood. Wokes had a slight injury scare ahead of this game, but Dale, he's fit to go, and you would think, looking at the pitch, you've had a close look at it, that the opening bowlers might enjoy themselves tonight.
Good evening, Athers. Yeah, absolutely, and Mark Wood ran over to me before the toss happened and he said he's excited about bowling and especially on this wicket. So I'm excited to see how he goes about things. There's been a lot spoken about Woody and the pace that he's bowled at, and I think on this pitch it's going to suit him beautifully tonight.
Yeah, England will feel it's probably a good venue to take Afghanistan on, both because of the pace of the pitch and also the fact that it helps spinners the least, or amongst the least of the grounds across Australia. We talked about Wokes, we talked about Wood, but it'll be neither of those to start things off. Ben Stokes will be given an over because sometimes this new white kookaburra swings, and Stokes, who is one of England's spare bowlers really, they've got 4 mainline bowlers and then they'll go with Stokes and Ali and Livingston to share the load. He's going to start things off from the Justin Langer end, bowling to the powerful left-hander Azratullah Zazai. Set a man out on the leg side straight away for Zazai, which is very much a strength of his. He gives it an almighty woof over the leg side. Gurbaz took a nasty blow on the toe actually from Shaheen Shah Afridi in the warm-up game down in Brisbane, and there was some concern that he might not be fit for this game.
Has been a real game changer
after Shaheen hit him, but he looks to have made a full recovery and is ready to go.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're just about ready to go. Of course, you're young enough to have played here, aren't you?
I did manage to get one game here. think I actually got man of the match in that game. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I set that up beautifully for you. You know, deep down I knew that.
Thank you, Athos.
It is quite a staggering ground, really. I had a run this morning, went past the old Wacker on the other side of the river, and great memories there. But this is a spanking new stadium.
Afghanistan are off the mark with their first run. Just a little tickle to the leg side. Stokes actually getting a bit of swing there. Maybe the reason why Josh Butler's opted to go with him ahead of some of the other guys. He's pretty handy at bowling at left-handers too. He's got a good record against them.
Yeah, and they may feel that they can get an over or maybe two out of the way from Stokes, and that saves somebody like Wood for a bit more of a role in the middle order. I would imagine that Wood, as you said at the start, would enjoy this. Since he's come back from injury, and he had a long injury, missed the whole of the English summer, but he's well very quickly on his return. He'll be chomping at the bit. Have a go on this surface. Now Gobaz, with memories of that blow on the toe probably still fresh in his mind, facing up to Stokes.
Good over that.
Change of bowling, the captain.
Some athletes, you know, so a broken toe is not going to stop him from getting out there to bat today.
I tell you what, though, when he was carted off, he didn't look good. He needed the 12th man to come on, and he carried him off on his back. And I thought after that he wasn't going to make this game, but he's made a remarkable recovery.
Physios do amazing jobs these days.
Well, that carry through to Butler there is quite a full ball and a drive that failed to connect, but the way Butler took it just gives you an indication of the carry from this surface.
Sticking with Perth tradition, good bounce. We're told that this pitch has more bounce than any other pitch in the country.
And that movement again from Stokes is a very aggressive shot from Gobaz, who's down the pitch and looking to smash Stokes straight, but a combination of the bounce and the movement.
Beautiful seam position there, pointed towards first slip. One ball to go left in this over.
Wood it is at short fine leg, diving and keeping it to a single, so 2 from the first over from Ben Stokes. Well, it looks like it'll be Chris Wokes, the members' end. There was some doubt about his participation in this game, carrying a little bit of a niggle to his thigh, I think, but made a full recovery. He's had his injury problems as well as Mark Wood. He missed the whole of the English summer. 33 years of age now, getting to that age where the niggles start to bite.
Callis always told me that this, he said once you get to 30, that's when the injuries start to come in.
Was he talking as a batsman or as a bowler? Or maybe both, as an all-rounder?
I was just surprised that Callis was talking.
Here's Chris Wokes, there's a slip in place.
England opting to to go with Stokes and Wokes to open the bowling. Both guys can do a handy job at swinging the ball. We'll see some pace and bounce a little bit later, I'm sure, when Mark Wood comes in. I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, they've got options. Sam Curran, very hard to leave out on recent form. And then if they want, you probably a venue where you don't bowl that much spin, but Livingston and Moeen Ali. Just shaping up there, Gurbaz, to hit that leg side. He kind of moved across his stumps, looking to open up the leg side, but Wokes was holding a nagging line outside off stump with a bit of late movement as well.
Yeah, just a perfect test match length there. Throwing another slip or two there and you're in the business, but 2020, you've got the one guy catching. That often can rush away for four if it beats third man.
Well, there he goes. That was what he was half eyeing up, the ball before. That is an astonishing shot from Gurbaz, who got across his stumps, got down on one knee, and then just flicked Wokes away.
Gurbaz, he likes to get on with things. He's been looking at getting across the stumps and playing a shot similar to that, maybe targeting mid-wicket. On this occasion, he just looks to flick it over a short, fine leg. That's gone quite far back into the stadium there. It's a great shot.
Yeah, the boundaries are much shorter, aren't they, straight, here at this ground. It's like the opposite of the Adelaide Oval, I suppose. Really sizable boundary, square the wicket, but straight down the ground, both ends, much shorter. So that, tactically and strategically, will play a big part tonight, you would have thought. Those bowlers like Wood and others who can bowl quite quickly into the surface will encourage batsmen to try and hit square of the wicket. Sales was sent one side of the pitch, then the other, and he just little glove punch to Gurbaz, probably saying that was a fantastic shot over fine leg. Have half an eye on that game in Sydney. Amazing result, the scale of the victory for New Zealand over Australia.
New Zealand are a team that do so well at World Cups. I mean, obviously Australia does too. Current world champions. A team you can never really take lightly. A great way to start the tournament for them.
Slower ball, it looked like, to finish the second over from Chris Wokes, 11 for none. Just held it back slightly. It wasn't bowled with a kind of cut action. He didn't bowl it an off cutter. He just held it back slightly in the hand. That might be the case, just sneaking one over in from Ben Stokes, who now gives way to Mark Wood, and all of a sudden Joss Buttler goes about 5 yards deeper than he was for Stokes. He's standing very deep, almost on the edge of that inner circle that you can see with the white placemats, very deep. There's a noise for sure. Mark Wood likes it, Buttler likes it, and Alim Dar acknowledges with a raise of the finger. Gurbaz will have to go. There was definitely a sound. It seemed an obvious edge. He stood there momentarily, checked with his opening partner, but he's now on his way. So Mark Wood into the World Cup and striking immediately.
Straight away, on the money. I'm pretty stoked. He came over to me before the start and he said he wanted to bowl well tonight. And first ball, he's on the money, Mark Wood. He finds the edge of Gobaz's bat. He is gone. Afghanistan are now 11 for 1. Gobaz is gone for 10.
Mark Wood has his first as a slip-in now. Moeen Ali. Straight away, Wood looks threatening. Butler takes another yard back and brings another slip in. It's Ben Stokes who gets motioned over from mid-off to join the slip cordon because Wood is generating a head of steam immediately. And this will be a test for Ibrahim Zadran, who has come in at number 3. Good player, he's been in form. Successful time of it in the Asia Cup. He's a stylish number 3. Dar calls 1 for the over. England will be praying that Wood gets through this tournament for all kinds of reasons. He's the bowler really they can't replace. And they have a test match tour coming almost immediately on the back of this tournament in Pakistan, where you need bowlers of pace. So for all kinds of reasons they'll have their fingers crossed that Mark Wood stays fit. Lovely shot. Not easy to get forward actually when Wood is bowling as quickly as he is. Your natural inclination is to hang back a bit in the crease, but Ibrahim was forward there and stylishly so.
Mark Wood just going a little bit fuller on this delivery. The bounce of the ball before, looking for the Yorker, trying to catch the batsman on his back foot there. But Ibrahim was up for it. He's been in good form of late. Beautiful cover drive to get his tournament underway.
Looking at the speed gun, 146, 154, 144, bowling very quickly. That was the end of Gobaz, just perfect line and length really, threatening the batsman in that channel, just around the top of off stump or just outside, and a feather through to Butler. An eye-catchingly fast over from Mark Wood ends 15 for 1.
Behind every cricketer is a dream to play for their country, win and inspire, to support loved ones and make their dreams come true. You can be the hero this tournament. Download the Remitly app, the fast, secure way to send money home.
Whether you're excited to start your next adventure or just relaxing after one, rest easy with our super comfy beds, only available at premierinn.com.
Full support for Afghanistan as ever. That's It's a slower ball again from Wokes that just seemed to hold up a little off the pitch, actually.
Yeah, it just seems to hold it in the hand, and it's just hit the seam and gone a mile. It's one of his slower balls where he doesn't finish with the wrist. That's obviously where the pace comes in, where you just kind of do that little wrist snap. He just holds his wrist back on that one.
Restrictions in place for this opening power play, which of course gives the batting side opportunities to find the boundary, but at the moment it's Afghanistan under the pump a little from Wokes and from Wood.
England will be very happy with the start. Afghanistan haven't really got many loose balls other than maybe that full toss that Mark Wood bowled, but that's a wicket-taking delivery for him. Batter gets it wrong, and that's stumps cartwheeling all over the place. England have really been on the money here, been nice and tight, great lengths, no bad balls.
Interesting to look at that little pitch preparation there. Had a chat with the groundsman who was saying that soil used for this pitch is the same soil as was used for the Wacker from a kind of riverbed about an hour and a half away. So they're trying to recreate what you'd say are typical and traditional characteristics here in Western Australia, which is good actually, because you want to see that variety of conditions all over the country. Cut powerfully. Short and wide from Wokes, punished.
Just talking about how good England have been on the money so far, and that ball probably Wokes' first bad ball that he's bowled. Just a little bit of width. He's just leaned into this cut shot. Nice freebie at this level.
Release of pressure after 6 dot balls. Left-handed Azran gets now a single to get up Mark Wood's end, which is not necessarily the single you want. 20 for 1. Fantastic shots from the drone above this new Perth Stadium. You can see that walkway bridge as well, just behind, that crosses the River Swan. Just behind that takes you into the city of Perth. So very easy access. Wonderful new stadium, great shots from above. Quite a scene if it was full. I think the capacity is around about 60,000 here. So Hazrat faces up to Mark Wood for the first time. Touched on that New Zealand-Australia game. It's tricky, isn't it, when you're the host country, because you feel that extra pressure of wanting to do well when you're at home, and then if you lose the first game as well, makes it a very tricky passage for the rest of the Group 1.
It's just difficult in this format, the way that it's kind of put out for us, that losing a game kind of puts you in a difficult position straight away. You almost want to win every game, as we look at this here. New Zealand batted beautifully and gets 203.
Good from Wood again.
Great pace by Mark Wood. 150 clicks. Love seeing that. And he's on the money too. He's just great line and length bowling. Test match length bowling on this wicket. It's going to get you a couple of wickets. Just got to find the edge now.
So who's going to be the... If there's a kind of golden boot for the quickest bowler of the tournament, who's that going to be? Wood, Lockie Ferguson, there'll be a few up there, won't they? Shaheen.
There's a couple of guys. Anrif Norkia, AJ Rabada.
Pulled into the crowd. A combination of the pace of the bowler, the bounce and pace of the pitch, And the timing from Ibrahim as well.
That's exactly what happens when you bowl with good gas. It comes flying off the bat equally as fast. Ibrahim into position there quickly with that short ball. He has to be. Another 6 that's gone flying over fine leg. Looking at 77 meters.
Good shot. It's a ball of 148 kilometers an hour. That, I think you'd describe as ambitious. He practiced a straight drive, having just tried to mow Wood over Cow Corner.
Yeah, probably looking to read the game there, noticing that he's bowled a bouncer and Wood looking to go probably full there, maybe a slower ball or a good length ball as he did. But with a little bit of pace and a little bit of nibble off the wicket, Ibrahim not getting much on it.
Past the outside edge, and as he often does, Wood tumbling on his follow through. He kind of throws himself into delivery and sometimes just loses his footing and slams his knee into the turf. And here in Western Australia, you really want to be whacking that left knee into a pitch that is concrete hard. Past the outside edge again, outstanding from Wood, 27 for 1 from 5.
Blockbusters are back this autumn on Sky Cinema with Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Life or death situation, I need you to use the ring to save me. Like right now. Robotnik is back. The world is doomed.
Oh boy.
Incoming!
I've discovered the source of ultimate power. It's time to say goodbye to humanity.
Just hope we're not too late.
This is your moment to be the big hero. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Available now on Sky Cinema.
England winning the toss, decided to have a ball first. 27 for 1 is Afghanistan. I think we'll be pretty happy with the way things gone. Maybe expected to pick up 1 or 2 more wickets. 1 more over to go in the initial power play. The field is very tight and narrow at third man and behind square on the leg side, and that would have been suicide. No single there whatsoever. And Morgan's joined me. And what's your take on the England performance so far?
Evening, Polly. Evening, everyone. They've been brilliant so far. Started with Stokes, a little bit of swing on offer, pace of Wood and consistency of Wokes haven't given Afghanistan batters much to work with. A little bit of extra green grass on the wicket, which has suited England.
Another swing and a miss. Steep bounce. Yeah, who are competing in the fantasy side of the competition. Kevin Conway leading from the front. Fantastic innings from 92, I think it was, not out. And the victory of New Zealand over Australia. Saudi earned some good points, which is Santner. And the only one who's earning quality points for you from an Australian perspective, Josh Hazlewood. That's a good change-up. Scamper through for a single. Nazareth has chewed up quite a few dot balls. That'll be a bit disappointing for Afghanistan.
Yeah, really good change of pace here from Chris Wokes. Mentioned earlier, a little bit of swing on offer, a little bit of green grass that made the ball move around. It's important not to be too predictable, Polly. Is that something that you would do with the ball?
Yeah, I think sometimes when you get the assistance and you've got a slip in place, then you try and be as consistent. But once that fielder comes out, mixing things up, where's the slip? Well, I told you once the slip comes out. That's a fortunate boundary for Ibrahim. Quality delivery, bounce, finds the edge. Butter launches himself, but nowhere near.
It's an absolute beauty from Wokes. Seam up delivery, catches it. Just a little push forward, and it would have went straight to first slip if England had one.
I think both of these batters have creased their technique-wise. They're not really looking to nudge it to shorten the wicket, are they? They're kind of looking for a little bit of width and then looking to way-ho it over the leg side. So I would have personally gone for the man from shortened wicket, but they have got the slip in now. And he whips it square, too straight. So Stokes were a little bit disappointed after a quality delivery. Captain backed him, gave him the slip, and then he let him down the line.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Polly. I think a slip with the pace England have to work with, and the pace and bounce of this particular wicket. Slip will be in the game. Well, saying that, he's just been taken out by Joss Butler and moved back into extra cover. Moeen Ali's the man.
Yeah, the one delivery experiment. That's judged as a wide. A little bit of movement. There's a bit of pace off that one from Chris Wokes. The funny thing about catching here in Western Australia, obviously not the Wacker, this ground is the Perth Stadium. At that slip, you've got so much time. You almost feel like you're at cover. And that once you get the edge, you can almost make up 3 or 4 yards. You can move to the right and take the catch. So you can cover a little bit more ground because of the carry. And there's another change-up delivery that swings through the air. So end of the power play, 35 for 1. So the opportunity is for Joss Butler to move to the option of pace off. He's got 3 spinning options in his attack, but deciding not to do so. It's going to be Ben Stokes who will continue his first over after the power play. A spread of the field, which is also quite interesting. The full 5 that are allowed out have gone back. And a lot of protection on the leg side. So is this going to be a policy of short deliveries in at the chest? This communication, it could be a run out if he hits. Oh, he just needed to find Ben Stokes. Oh, Ali had time. If he'd got it to the bowler, he had done well, Ben Stokes. He got back to the stumps, and that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, mixed up in the middle here. Leg cutter from Stokes. Moeen Ali rushes in at cover. Has more time than he thinks. Ben Stokes will struggle to gather that. Needed a direct hit.
Another swing and miss, and that's the 12th dot in this innings for Hazrat. He really is struggling to find anything that he can middle and make a valuable contribution. 7 from 16 deliveries. He's got the 1 boundary, striking at 43. It's not what Afghanistan are after. Battle to come to terms with the extra pace and bounce of the surface. There's an up and over. Will it carry? Brilliant catch! We had a fantastic one in the last match for New Zealand. It was Phillips. And this will compete with catch of the tournament. Livingston's made a wonderful take. He's covered a lot of ground, launched himself Superman style, and he's got a hold of it.
Well, it's the first ball that Zazai has timed. What a catch. Livingston makes a huge amount of ground, gets 2 hands on the dive and makes it look very, very easy in the end. He really is an exceptional fielder. Appreciation from Stokes gets England the 2nd wicket. Zazai's got to go for 7. Afghanistan 35 for 2.
Putting off dealing with hair loss? At Sons, we could help you stop the clock. Get clinically tested hair loss treatments direct to your door for just £19 at sons.co.uk.
To adapt in a changing world, you could hire a professor of theoretical mathematics.
We all know this equation, right?
He'd crunch numbers day and night.
That's it.
To maximise profitability.
Morning.
I have quarterly numbers. They're beautiful.
And forecast revenue from every corner of your organisation.
Is that important?
Or you could use Workday, the finance, HR and planning system that helps CFOs make better decisions faster. For a solve problems like a genius world, Workday for a changing world.
So a brilliant bit of fielding brings Mangani to the crease. Can he hit the ground running? Single to get his innings underway, but a brilliant bit of fielding. It's a massive stadium. Massive outfield here at the Perth Stadium. Livingston on the angle did brilliantly because he knew exactly where it was going to end up. He had to cover a lot of ground. This angle. See how eventually he gets there and launches himself low. Two hands to it. And for a lot of that performance, he would have been thinking, am I going to get there? Am I going to get there? And eventually, I'll never know unless I launch myself. He did it brilliantly.
Stokes, the fifth bowler for England today. Balance of the side that Joss Butler went with. You'd imagine fifth bowling option to be made up from Livingston, Ali and Stokes himself. But given how he started, really want to continue with him for as long as you can.
Helped on its way, is going to bounce short of Mark Wood on the boundary. So a wicket and two singles from the over, 37 for 2. So there's going to be a change of bowling. It's going to be Sam Curran who's going to be introduced, 37 for 2. And we've got Nas Hussain down on the ground. So while Sam Curran gets himself ready, sets the field. Nas, what's the atmosphere like?
Yeah, thanks, Sean. It's my first time at this ground, actually. I know Owen played in the first game here 4.5 years ago. What an amphitheatre it is. Sam Curran into the attack now. Is the call from the non-strikers, and yeah, it's a great amphitheatre. It really is. 62,000. They've had an AFL grand final here, they've had a state of origin game here, they've had concerts, they've had the All Blacks play here, and now they've got Afghanistan as well. And right behind me you can see over my left shoulder some Afghanistan fans who were singing Afghanistan Zindabad up until that brilliant catch from Liam Livingstone in the deep. The other thing that was very noticeable, Sean, was the carry from Mark Wood. And I don't know what you two were like, Owen in particular, but it's better to be where I am, at like mid-on or behind the bowler's arm. Grounds like Adelaide, when you were square to the wicket and Mark Wood would steam through and you can just see a blur as the ball goes by. I always preferred waiting to bat. The Afghan dugout's just behind me here as well. It's a better place to watch when you're behind the bowler.
And from ground level, the carry, does it look like it's carrying through comfortably to the keeper, like over waist high, shoulder high?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously Sam Curran is shorter and not as quick as Mark Wood. And it's an interesting discussion with you two as a bowler and as a captain, Owen, how you don't become over-predictable with the short ball. You know, obviously England are going to use it in their plans. They already have. It's that, you know, the Afghan batters will start setting themselves. Sam Curran, for example, towards the death of the innings, uses the short ball quite a bit, especially at this venue.
Uses the short ball well. There seems a plan, and maybe Owen will back me up, but there hasn't been anyone go back straight for England down the ground, so the extra field that they have put out is deep at wicket.
Yeah, I think it's a really good sign of the England bowlers' control that they've brought into this first game of the Men's World Cup. They're not given one drive down the ground from Mark Wood. That's been it. And I think the variations that they've used have actually played in their favour, given the stroke play of Afghanistan.
It's tickled fine and will make its way to the boundary. Curran will be disappointed with that. It started off so well, but just sliding that one down, it was a change of pace, just 119 kilometres per hour. But he's missed his line. Nash, you must be enjoying the retro lights. You're a big disco fan?
Yeah, I'm loving the lights, actually. It's one of the first things I noted. Last night when I came in and opened my curtains, you can see it from a mile away, this wonderful stadium. It really is lit up beautifully at night. It's a special stadium, that is for certain. End of that, Sam Curran over, 42 for 2.
Show the world what it means to be a fan at fanatics.co.uk. A collection of officially licensed fan gear. Fanatics.co.uk. Officially licensed everything.
At TravelUp, we understand that when it comes to travel, you need a totally flexible, complete travel solution. Get real-time results for your selected dates and on surrounding dates. You can even filter by flight time, journey duration, and customer rating. Book now through travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000.
A picture of the England fans. Normally the Afghanistans are more vocal, but that trumpet seems to be doing a decent job. The original England supporters. I think they're a bit older than that, the originals. It's the first time I'm having a look at some spin rushing into the attack for England. It says Ali on your screen, but it's Abdul Rashid. This is where Afghanistan would go into their comfort zone. Do feel that 42 for 2 Morgs, it might be time where they have to make a bit of a play, particularly with the short straight boundaries.
Yeah, I think you're right, Polly. And they've got to work to their strengths. Very accomplished players of spin bowling. Adil normally bowls his allotted overs, and they'll get a good look at him, so expect him to be very aggressive here.
It's interesting to see where the fielders have staged themselves. They're at least 15 to 20 metres inside the boundary square of the wicket on the ground.
There's brilliant awareness from the England team. A couple of them have played here for the Perth Scorchers in the Big Bash.
It's also just been the 2 international T20s that have happened on this ground. England were involved in one of them. Not so long ago against Australia, so they have a really good feel about what's expected, particularly field setting wise. You can deal with the surface and it's not really the massive adjustment, but often the fielding and where you position people is huge. That's nicely played. Short, wide, will be cut off by Sam Curran. The flatter delivery from Rashid, 91 kilometres per hour.
We're not going to see a lot of turn here at this ground, notoriously over the years here in Hobart. Both grounds that don't offer a lot for spin bowlers.
There's someone to work with him a lot. Is he keen at times to throw it up, try and give it some air, or does he prefer the flatter kind of deliveries?
He's a player that likes to read the game. If a batter is being over-aggressive, he likes to change it up, maybe bowl a little bit slower and wider, but ultimately stock, he likes to keep the stumps in play.
It's nice to play in this call of 2. Decide against it. Strong arm from Ben Stokes. And a brilliant throw. Appreciated by Rashid. 9 overs done, 46 for 2. It's interesting. Ibrahim Zadran in T20s. His average against pace is 31. Against spin, it's 192. So I think with that gulf between the two, we know where he favours.
Like I said, very accomplished players of spin bowling, the Afghanistan batters. I think we'll see England persist for as long as they can with Seam. Might not see Moeen Ali or Liam Livingstone tonight. See Ben Stokes just be that standalone 5th bowler.
Drone has added a wonderful dimension to coverage. change of ends for Ben Stokes. We can also ask Nasser Hussain down there after this delivery if he's noticed a change of bounce from the different ends, whether it's pretty similar and consistent.
I think it's pretty consistent. It's obviously just the type of bowler. Wood skiddy, Curran skiddy. Stokes got some swing early on. That's possibly why he takes the new ball. He creates that angle, doesn't he, Ben Stokes? You watch him here. He leans away towards the offside. And often he can straighten from that angle and find the outside edge, even with this white ball.
And that's the change-up we've seen. We saw a couple from Wokes as well, where they go for the slow delivery, obviously presented seam up, but there's movement through the air. I mean, that swung properly come out of the hand. See how he's holding it seam up. It's back of the hand delivery, but the seam presentation's fantastic, and there's nothing better than a slow delivery that's actually got some movement to it as well. Deeper in the hands. That's the short pitch delivery, but adjudged as too short.
Just a question for Owen Morgan, really. Morgs, what do you think of the balance of this side? You often went with the extra batter. Joss often goes with the extra bowler. What would you like, or would you just alter it game from game in this World Cup?
No, I'd like the balance of this lineup. I think it's England's strongest lineup coming into the tournament, and throughout the tournament, one extra batter gives confidence to the guys up the top of the order to be that much more positive.
Brilliantly smeared through the covers. That was hit with some real authority. Was another change-up. Ben Stokes disappointed that he didn't quite get the right length to it, but he changed the pace, slightly over-pitched.
Well, he's been in brilliant form in 2022, and it continues here with this shot all the time in the world. Just picks his gap very elegantly.
Interesting use of the feet. It's coming down the wicket to touch to get it that little bit fuller. That's guarded behind on the offside and comfortably back for the second. Yeah, well, they've got a good balance, haven't they? I mean, England, you've got the options. If it is a spinning surface, you've got Ali you can go to, and Liam Livingstone, and then the fast bowling options, someone like a Ben Stokes probably won't bowl 4 in most games.
Absolutely, plenty of options with the ball, 7 in total, and I think if you play an extra bowler, it just becomes a little bit more cluttered. The only argument for it would be potentially assured that at the death, bring Chris Jordan in, who's just come back from injury alongside Chris Wokes.
Yes!
But I do like the look of this side in the series prior to the start of the World Cup. Sam Curran really did come through as a death bowling option, which gives Joss Buttler another man to go to the end if needed.
It's all about the fans' experience, and they bring such a good dimension to the T20 format. They get involved and create the atmosphere. Trying to get the same kind of shot away, not able to do so. A little bit disappointed, Afghanistan. 55 for 2 after 10. It's time for the players to have a refreshment.
Wonderful. Next up is Kamik.
Easy.
Well, he's eager. Let's see how they perform.
Round.
First up, the weave. Nice quick turns. It's a perfect start.
Round
So spacious, yet he's slipping through this with ease. Confident run up to the seesaw. Yeah, faultless so far, but what about the finish? Easy does it. Oh, marvellous.
Skoda Kamik, our compact SUV, a driver's best friend. Skoda.
Whether you're relaxing after a long day or prepping for that all-important meeting, rest easy at over 800 locations. Only available at premierinn.com.
Times are tight. And right now, things can feel a little constrained. Like there isn't much wiggle room. Sure, you can get a new phone if you want, but is that always right for you?
Okay,
you can get an annual checkup on your current device designed to keep your phone in tip-top condition. Count on EE, the UK's best network.
I love watching my two with their grandparents on holiday. The kids bring out their mischievous side. My dad always filling their heads with tales of bravery. Don't get me wrong, they spoil them silly. It's like having 4 kids to look after. But being away together, I realise how lucky I am. Before I know it, the boys will have their own little families on holiday. I hope it's as good as this one.
Find your moments that matter with P&O Cruises.
All teams are looking this year to add to Magic Moments. Let's take you back to 2016 for Afghanistan Magic Moments.
Grabbed across, and there it is. Victory for Afghanistan. They'll enjoy this moment. It's their last throw of the dice in the tournament, but they go off in style.
Well, that was a superb moment for Afghanistan, a low-scoring game in which they defended that 123. Mohammad Nabi playing today, defended 9 runs in that final over to get them to victory by 6 runs against a very strong bowling lineup from the West Indies as well. First 10 overs done. What's your assessment so far, these first 10 overs, Mike?
Well, the assessment is looking back at that magic moment. They might have to defend a lowish score again because it's England who've had the stranglehold so far. Boundaries are hard to come by. Lots of dot balls. I think there were 37 of them in the opening 10 overs. So it's been difficult to break the shackles.
Slightly different conditions, that game in 2016 in Nagpur. Only slightly different.
Yeah, absolutely. About as far apart as you could possibly get, I reckon, Nagpur and the Perth Stadium here. I don't think the googly was picked. He hit that twice, actually. First off the glove and then in the middle of the bat down to long on.
His innings just feels like it's stalled a little bit. Usman Ghani hasn't had a lot of international matches of late. He's come in to play today, play in the Asia Cup. He played against England a little while back, so he hasn't had a lot of time out in the middle. Brilliant. A little bit of a late decision as to where he was going to play it and how he was going to do that. Just seems to be injuries after injuries in this World Cup. The worry for England has always been the fitness of Ben Stokes, hasn't it? And this was a bit earlier.
Yeah, you don't get through many games now without Stokes grimacing about something. It's been his left knee, principally, that's caused him problems over the last few months. End of the 11th, 62 for 2.
We're at 5.64. This is where Afghanistan have just got to find a time where they can start getting a little bit of a move on. Chips in the air. That's hanging. That's a teaser and taken. Moeen Ali Takes it safely, made it look very, very simple. And another breakthrough for England.
Well, he did make that look easy, didn't he? And it's not an easy catch, this, for a couple of reasons. One, running backwards, over your shoulder, never easy. And then the lights here at Perth Stadium, they're all round the stadium. And I've been noticing Josh Butler, as when throws have come in, he's often having to cover his eyes because of the glare of the lights. So Moeen Ali made this look very, very simple. Second good catch of the evening. Livingston took a belter earlier. And Afghanistan's struggles continue. Ibrahim, one of their best young players, gone for 32, 62 for 3.
With Sky Store, you're in for an exhilarating ride.
Hey, this is nice.
You wanted simple for your first job back, wasn't it simple?
It was just fair.
I'm not the only one on this train looking for this case.
Get off at the next stop.
Sounds so easy when you say it.
Bullet Train, available now in Sky Store, the ultimate movie collection.
Mate, I'm getting so excited for the World Cup. I challenge you to do like a real-life sticker album. I'll give you 11 days, 11 players, hooray! World Cup stars. What can go wrong?
Zadran has been in fantastic form. He's going to have to bring it here today. This year has been a brilliant year for him.
Well, we looked at the catch from Moeen Ali. It's worth looking at the delivery from Curran, because the way Ibrahim played it suggested it was a slow ball, and it certainly was. It was a cutter out of the hand, didn't spot it, threw the shot far too early, and that is the end result. It's a very sharp haircut that Sam Curran is sporting tonight. I saw him out in the middle. I said, blimey, Sam, that's a bit sharp. He said, yeah, he sat in the chair. And the guy started it, and he's too late then. He's, oh no! And it's just a bit fiercer, I think, than he was anticipating.
Not unintentional, no?
That's a delivery to look out for. He's been in really good form, Sam Curran, with the ball, and even if Reece Topley had been fit, very unfortunate that he missed it. It's highly unlikely they would have left Sam Curran out. He's bowled excellently at the death in recent times. He's got that deceptively sharp bouncer as well. Looking at Najib, who's having a fine time of it with the bat, and how Afghanistan need some runs from him now.
Let's pull that one again. Zadran, the feature of his year is he scored runs, but he's also scored an excellent strike rate as well. Strike rate of almost 150 through the year. And it's what Afghanistan need. He's been very good as well in the closing overs of T20s for Afghanistan. Now, the question is, what is he looking for? Where's his areas for possible scoring? One of the reasons why he played that last shot, trying to go down leg side. Yes, the ball was leg side as well, but I felt that that was an option. That's one of the shorter boundaries. Oh dear, there's been a few of those today. It's a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, it's just symptomatic, really, of the pressure that England are applying with the ball and the field as well. You can see they're all very tight in the inner circle. And that's just causing a bit of confusion between the batsmen.
It's an excellent over from Curran. This stage, that's quite superb, 65 for 3.
mentioned the short pitch ball from Curran, and I think as we get through towards the end stages of this game and batters are looking to push on in the last 5 or 6 overs, I think you'll see the faster bowlers trying to go into the pitch as much as they can and try and get the batters to hit square of the wicket to the longer boundaries.
Responsibility on Usman Ghani's shoulders to get going now as well. It's been there a little while. First 11 deliveries, but it's been out there for a while now. Just 100 kilometers an hour. Pace on.
Yeah, I was on earlier mentioning how important Mark Wood is to England. This is the other man really in the attack, Adil Rashid, who is of critical importance. Maybe hasn't quite been at his best in recent times. He's been outstanding over such a long period of time, and in Australia you think pace and you think wrist spin of critical importance.
And standing tonight is experienced umpires on his 68th T20 international. Just out of reach. No control of the shot at all. Right through him. Up a touch. Going straight. Is it long enough? It's a short boundary. That's a decent option.
First signs of aggression from Najib, and that's the place to go on this ground. It is much shorter straight. So if you do get the opportunity, if the spinner floats one up and invites you to hit down the ground, really try and take advantage of it.
Third time he's cleared the boundary this year. They're taking a second run, a bit of risk involved. If it's worth it at this stage, especially for their premier batter.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was 2 on then to Liam Livingstone initially, but it's just a consequence of how big that boundary is. Where Livingstone is out in the deep, that's the longest part of the ground, and they were happy to take the arm on. Chris Brown doing the tidying up at the other end from Alim Dar.
That's good. It's into a gap. It should be an easy 2. It's into a decent over. From Afghanistan's point of view, pretty happy with that. 13 from it, 78 for 3. Might be interesting. They're relying quite a lot on this patch. Mohammad Nabi has shown that he's been in decent form within the warm-ups. He scored some runs. There's Pakistan. They may be thinking about elevating something like Muslim Khan, who can swing a bat. Depending how many overs are left. It's very steady from their point of view. First time run rate per touch 6. Wood now. Extra bit of pace. Oh, it's a risky run, and he's left stranded.
Well, Usman Ghani is completely disgusted there. It was such a long run, he almost stood mid-pitch, staring at Najib as if to say, come on. Mid-on is hanging so deep. It was Adil Rashid hanging very deep on the edge of the circle. Just watch him. He gets to there, gets sent back, and then he just stands there for a minute, knowing that he's not in any great danger. There was a long run to be had.
It's naughty from England's point of view. We're always looking for that second, always pushing, but wasn't on initially until the overthrow. Brings that extra bit of pace, something that is always for this format, something special. That economy rate to right-handers is quite special. 8 to the over at his pace. He bowls it. So really special. Again, they're going to take a risk. Eventually decide against it. Running between the wickets has been interesting.
Just thinking back to that little stats pack we saw from Wood, what you don't see really with any of the numbers is the most important thing about Mark Wood, which is his enthusiasm and his what you'd call stout-heartedness. You see it a bit more in the longer formats of the game when he has to keep coming in and keep coming in. On the back of all the injuries he's had, he's got so much character and determination, and of course those are hidden within the numbers, but they're very important. Got a wicket with his first ball today, and he absolutely threw himself straight away into action. One delivery of almost 155 kilometres an hour, but bowled sharply from the other end, actually. From where he's bowling now. Some fast bowlers take a little bit of time to get into their work. Clearly you can't do that in T20, so it is helpful if you've got somebody like Wood. Darren Gough was a bowler of my generation who was the same. They can hit top speed right from the start. They don't need any warming up. Not all fast bowlers or genuinely fast bowlers are like that.
Well, it has flown through to the keeper. It was quick. 146 kilometres an hour. 82 for 3.
Welcome to the White Lotus. Italy's so romantic. You're gonna die. We're gonna have to drag you out of here.
Fashion is a dream maker.
It's a dream.
The illusion. Run by tycoons.
You've got to love the industry or it will kill you.
Enjoy these must-see family movies.
Let's roll.
And so much more. This October on Sky Cinema.
Join UNICEF and help girls play sport, no matter who they are and where they live. Girls do better, we all do better. You can visit unicef.org.au/. It's gone very, very high. Has it gone far enough? Adil Rashid running back takes another stunner for England. They've been very good in the field.
What a great catch this is from Adil Rashid. He liked that one. It's the third excellent catch England have taken tonight. This may well be the best of them. We've seen one from Livingston. We've seen another from Moeen Ali. And now Adil Rashid, who had to track back. It was a slower ball from Stokes. And it went high up in the air. Najib didn't get a good contact with it, but just stuck in the end of Adil Rashid's fingers as he dived full stretch. That is a terrific catch. He enjoyed the moment, and it's a fourth wicket now for Afghanistan. They're 82 for 4. Najib gone for 13.
Mohammad Nabi in now for Afghanistan. That's a beauty. Bowled by Stokes. Looks like he's moving okay at the moment. Just a little grimace there.
Yeah, you're right, Natalie. Just keep an eye on Stokes here. I mean, we've seen it a lot, those of us who follow the England team, that he does pull up from time to time very sharply. Just watch him on the follow through here. If this camera follows him, well, we'll try and get it, but he just pulled up sharply with his left knee again.
He had to run around Stokes. Didn't make it.
The thing about Stokes is when you talk to him, he says, yeah, sometimes it just clicks or it catches, but actually it's fine then. So it sometimes looks worse than it is, and he manages it well.
Really keeping it quiet through the spell as well. 2-13 at the moment. As you said, every now and again you just see that limp as well, a little grimace. You've got a bit of a limp as well, apparently.
Well, I ain't putting myself in the same picture as Ben Stokes when it comes to athleticism or indeed age, but I am struggling with a calf injury. Yes, Natalie, thank you.
Pulling. Fielders were off the boundary road, so that is a good option.
That is interesting, this. Because of the size of that boundary to the leg side, those fielders who are out on the boundary are about, I reckon they're about 20 yards in, thinking of how can they get into the best position to cut off the two. And that then just allowed the shot to evade them over the top and still landing inside the boundary. It's a tricky one to know exactly where to stand.
Fielders off the rope, so there's still gaps to be had. That's brilliantly done by Jordan. Nice teamwork. And allow a couple of runs. 89 for 4.
Ben Stokes is done. Impressive figures from England's all-rounder. 4 overs, 2 for 19. Mark Wood has 1 left. 3 overs, 1 for 15 from him. Going to swing hard now, Afghanistan. They've got to get as many as they can from these last 5 overs. It's not going to be easy. England have been exceptional.
Certainly not going to be easy when Mark Wood bowling at 152 k's at you, and he's certainly not going to look at bowling it in the block hole. He's going to hold that back of a length and force the Afghanistan batters to hit square, larger boundary of the 2.
Yeah, the larger boundaries have brought the fielding into. I like larger boundaries. It puts emphasis on good fielding in the deep. And England have caught 3 wonderful catches in the deep. Also brings in fielding here where you don't know where to stand. Previous over they were a little bit close and it went over their heads, so they've gone deeper and now they scamper 2. Game is better with slightly bigger grounds.
Certainly rather take 2 than boundaries at this stage for England. Afghanistan will take anything they can get. They're sitting at 91 for 4. The pass score here, I think NASA's around 160 something.
Yeah, it's a good pitch. The winning score's around about 182. The par score's been 160 odd. Nothing wrong with the surface, so Afghanistan below par here. Is there any glove on there? I reckon there was glove. What a grab from Joss Buttler. Wood has his second. Buttler has a brilliant catch down the leg side.
That is a phenomenal catch by Joss Buttler, and if you want to go all the way in a competition like World Cups, you have to have all 3 facets at the top level, batting, bowling, as well as fielding, and England have been on fire tonight. Look at that catch. I'd love to be a photographer sitting on the boundary catching that of Joss Buttler. That is amazing. That's full stretch, goalkeeper style. What a wonderful catch. England have been on fire in the field tonight. Mark Wood picks up his second. That's the end of Nabi for 3, and Afghanistan are now 91 for 5.
Whether you're fueling up before the big game or returning triumphant afterwards, rest easy because kids stay in for free. Only available at PremierIn.com.
I know it'll get worse. The sight loss. I didn't want help. I didn't want a cane. I didn't want anything. But R&IB were there for me. It's not going to be easy. But that's not stopped me before.
See the person, not the sight loss. See differently. R&IB.
As Matt comes in at number 7, England have 5, Wood has 2 and is steaming in. Straight he's off the mark. There is no mid-off, so Rashid's going to have to give chase. And he can't cut it off.
Lovely way to get off the mark there for Asmat. Wood looking for the Yorker, one of the few times that England have gone full. I think earlier when Wood went full, that 2 went for 4 and again went for 4. And certainly a wicket-taking delivery for Mark Wood.
To his length, really. He's not overdone the short stuff. Been in at around about bail trimming height most of the time, with the odd bouncer, the odd rib tickler.
And I must say, before that full ball was bowled, I was looking at Joss Buttler and he was asking Mark Wood if he wanted a leg slip there, hoping maybe the batter noticed that, and obviously why he snuck in the full one, just to get into the mind of the batters sometimes.
3 men out now, leg side, so the field is set for another short one. Wood has 1 delivery left this evening. There's the 2, but there's also fine leg, which is in play with the pace of Wood. follows him. It's gone down to third very quickly. Wood is done. Exceptional pace. 4 overs, 2 for 23, 97 for 5. Brilliantly backed up in the field. Great catch from Livingston, Ali, Rashid, and then from Joss Butler down the leg side. England have only used 5 bowlers, they've been that good, so Afghanistan might target Adil Rashid for these 2 overs. One from Rashid, and then maybe Wokes. Wokes has been a little bit expensive, he's gone at 7s. Curran will bowl at the death.
Making it even more difficult for Afghanistan. Not looking for much spin, just looking to bowl the ball and beat the batters through the air and off the deck with good pace.
I think Adil Rashid developed so much under Owen Morgan as a captain. And Owen Morgan was very keen on the ground dimension and bowled to those ground dimensions. So here, even Rashid is bowling it into the surface. Doesn't want to be belted back over his head. There you go, short again.
England have really been on fire tonight. I just got handed a nice little note here by Rufus. It says, every delivery by Mark Wood tonight was over 140. No player has ever done that. No player has ever bowled 24 balls over 140 Ks in T20 history.
Go away for 4, it does, it just kicks on and it spins away, much needed boundary for Afghanistan.
One of the rare bad balls that England have bowled tonight. Just a little bit of a drag down there for Rashid. Nicely whipped down to the leg side for a much needed boundary for Afghanistan.
Too much, and also the bounce here at Perth going over the top. Rashid's done 106 for 5.
Yes, they are electric, but there is more to them. They get to work while you recharge. They connect you, energize you, and have a unique point of view. So yes, they are electric, among other wonderful things.
Spinning all-rounders to come. Rashid Khan in particular. Give it a belt in these last couple of overs if he gets in. Everyone out now leg side for Sam Curran. Can he just knock it and get 2, or is he going to take him on? Peel, Curran thinks it's full enough. Can he convince Butler? He can. Butler's asked for a review.
TV umpire director, we have a review for LBW. Written decision's not out. I've checked the front foot and it's a fair delivery. Can we have front on first, please? Yeah, can we have ultra edge, please? Just building. Yeah, clearly missed the ball. Go after ball tracking room. Okay, Richard Scissors not out. Pitching outside leg. Go back on field. Chris. Pitch and stick to Richard Scissors not out. Signal now. Signal now. Signal.
Good decision on field. Wasn't quite full enough to pitch in line. And when he pitches outside leg, he shouldn't be given out. England need just to keep an eye on their over rate. The scoreboard telling them that they're 1 over down at the moment. Remember the new playing regulations where a fielder has to come in. You're out of time. Something throughout this tournament sides are going to have to keep an eye on.
To hold that back of the length. It's been the go-to tonight on this wicket. A little bit of grass on it. It's a little bit of a slower ball that, but still holding that length. It's been the difficult length. The bounce. Afghanistan struggling to get contact with those deliveries.
Stokes at the mid-wicket. He is the best of England's fielders, Ben Stokes, but they've been brilliant tonight. Tim Livingston set the tone, running round from deep cover behind square, full-length dive, and 2 really difficult catches. That looked spectacular, but these 2 out the lights on the ground, Moeen and Adil Rashid were outstanding. Butler down the leg side. That goes to Stokes, and thankfully after building up their fielding he takes the catch. Ben Stokes is not dropping that. Short ball works again.
I'd like to say that was an easy catch for Stokes, but no catch is ever easy. These lights are all the way around the stadium, and that is the perfect height where the ball can kind of get lost in that light somewhere. And, great bowling and great planning by England, holding that back of the length. Lots of fielders on the leg side. Stokes perfectly placed there for that exact reason. Great catch. Afghanistan are now 109 for 6.
Rashid Khan, the new batter, coming in at 8, and another short ball, and another catch, and another wicket. England absolutely bossing this game. The plan's perfect, and the bowling and fielding matching those plans.
Wonderful bowling this by Sam Curran, and the law has also changed now that you used to be able to swap ends and the batter would change and the striker would be on strike if they swapped over, but now if there's a wicket the new batter is on strike. Rashid Khan rushed with that bouncer, big square boundaries, couldn't hit that over the fielder. England get another wicket. Rashid Khan has gone for naught, and Afghanistan are now 109 for 7.
Mujib comes in, he won't be on strike. It was the end of the over. Sam Curran. It'll be Wokes to finish off the Justin Langer end. Curran will be on a hat-trick. He eventually comes to bowl the 20th over. Any reason to change the plan, Dale? Would you, to tail enders, would you go for the surprise full delivery?
suppose you could go for the surprise pull delivery, but I think what's been working for the top order will work for the tail enders. Maybe a backstop with the kind of bounce there is that could fly over the wicketkeeper at times.
Well, you say it half in jest, but that's virtually what they've done. Third has gone very fine. And that's gone. Straight back to Chris Wokes. One hand, stucks it out, takes the catch. And Afghanistan are 8 down.
England have been fantastic in the field tonight. Even these catches as a bowler, never easy. Can sometimes give you a little bit of a surprise, and Mujeeb not getting a lot of it. Chris Wokes is sticking out that right paw, and bang, he's got himself a wicket. Mujeeb is gone. Afghanistan are 110 for 8.
Afghanistan have lost 3 for 1 in 4 deliveries. Said Curran will be on a hat-trick to get through these 4 deliveries to get to the 20th over. Farid Malik in at 10. Missed that by a mile.
Yeah, Wokes might get tempted to go at the stumps here, thinking that there's wickets for offer, but you know, with Afghanistan being 110 and only a couple of wickets left, they want to stick to their plans and just bowl as they have the whole innings so far.
First ball duck for Rashid Khan and a first ball duck for Mujeeb. In the air, backward point, put down. Put down at backward point. And that's the first lapse in the field from England. Wasn't easy. Alex Hales, who doesn't find himself at backward point that often. He's often in the deep. And he dropped a few in Pakistan in the deep. It's a difficult one at backward point.
The way that England have been fielding tonight, you'd think that that would have stuck. That is a great effort. And because third man has been moved so fine, you can almost think that Hales has saved 4.
That swing and a miss. Wokes is done one, 12 for 8. Fans will be very happy with what they've seen so far this evening. Well, no England men's player has ever had a hat-trick in T20 internationals. Could Sam Curran be the first? Down the leg side, he went for the magic full swinging Yorker, and it swung down the leg side. Yeah, from nowhere, Sam. It just swung from nowhere. To backward point in the deep. That's taken like shelling peas for England. 9 down now, Afghanistan.
It seems every fielder has had a catch tonight. Everyone has been in the field, has been fantastic for England tonight. Sam Curran not getting the hat-trick, but getting a wicket the very next ball. It's a great catch by Livingston. I thought it was Malan for a second. Afghanistan are now 9 down with only 112 on the board.
Well, he missed out on a hat-trick, Sam Curran, but he has an opportunity for a T20 international fifer. 4 for 10, he has 4 deliveries. And he will be the first England bowler, if he can get them in these last 3 deliveries. What are you going, Dale Steyn, at those stumps?
Yeah, Faruqi was one of the players when I was at the IPL with me. I'd bowl straight at those pegs. If I can get a word down to Sam, I'd tell him to go straight at middle stump right now.
Sam Curran, the first men's England cricketer to take a fifer in a one-day T20. He has been quite brilliant with the ball. England, quite brilliant in the field.
Take a bow, Sam Curran. 5 wickets, they don't come around every day. England have been fantastic in the field tonight. What a great performance by them with the ball in the field in particular. Sam Curran reaping the rewards with 5 wickets, but everyone has been fantastic. Afghanistan have found themselves well short of what a good score would be, only ending on 112.
Well, some will live in Perth, some would have made the long journey. Saw a few on the plane. If you're going to make the long journey to Perth, you better see some performance, and that's exactly what England have given them. Only one player will lead them off, and that will be Sam Curran. England will go hard in this run chase because net run rate will be massive in this group. But Curran and England have done half the job. 112 all out, with Curran finishing with figures of 5 for 10. It was a massive collapse, wasn't it? They were 90 for 4 and they bowled out for 112. Usman Ghani made 30 and Ibrahim made 32. After that, it was Wood to start, and then Sam Curran ran through them. They lost 5 for 3 in 12 deliveries, and this was the 5th for the team and the 5th for Curran.
So Stokes starting off tonight. He bowled his 4 overs and only went for 19, picking up 2 wickets. Wokes was really good with the ball. Good swing. Wood was fantastic. Great pace. Every ball bowling over 140 clicks. He picked up 2 for 23. Rashid did his part. Not a lot of spin on offer tonight, but bowled beautifully. And Sam Curran, he reaped the rewards with 5 for 10. Fantastic bowling display by him.
Well, there's only one man to speak to in the interval. Mike Atherton is with man of the moment, Sam Curran.
Sam walking off with a 5 in a T20. That's a rare but pleasurable event.
Yeah, exactly. At the start of the game, I did not expect to be walking off like that, but yeah, really good performance from the guys. I thought we, obviously after winning the toss, we knew that we had our plans, obviously big square boundaries. We used the dimensions really well, and yeah, we're really happy with the score.
And the fielding as well, just to focus on that for a moment, because there were at least four outstanding catches there.
Yeah, it's obviously a huge part. We've really worked hard on our fielding over the last couple of weeks. We know that it's going to be a huge factor in the tournament, and you saw Livy started us off with that really running catch in front of the Barmy Army out there, which was really cool, and I think that's just set the standard for the rest of the innings.
And your role over the last few months, you've started to kind of make this role of bowling at the death your own?
Yeah, well, I think I had a chat with Joss earlier in Pakistan, and he told me clearly that he wants me to almost be ready to bowl in all phases, and it's worked out that way at the moment, and there'll be games where I don't bowl in those phases, so it's just about being a little bit adaptable. We've got so many options in the team, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying contributing.
Of course, there'll be days when you bowl at the death when you're going to go around the park, so make the most of these.
Well, exactly, that's why you got to enjoy the days where it goes well, because hopefully it goes well for the next 5-6 games.
And at 5, you're going to have to keep that haircut for every game now, you know.
The barber yesterday went a little bit short, so hopefully a couple of days will grow out a bit, but I'll take some stick from my mates.
Well done, great day.
Thank you.
Wonderful bowling there by Sam Curran, 5 for 10. Afghanistan, they only managed 112. England will need 113, and we'll be back with the chase right after this break.
Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Putting off dealing with hair loss? At Sons, we could help you stop the clock. Get clinically tested hair loss treatments direct to your door for just £19 at sons.co.uk.
Enjoy the same feeling, whatever the trip. Premier Inn. Rest easy. Only available to book at premierin.com.
Set yourself free and join the millions already banking with Starling, the Which Best banking brand 2 years in a row.
When tennis champion Pat Cash won Wimbledon, his checkered headband was almost as famous as he was.
I love my hair then, still do. And that's why I'm seeing Advanced Hair Clinic. There is absolutely no reason for anyone to suffer from hair loss, because the specialists at Advanced Hair Clinic sorted my hair loss, and they'll do the same for you. Guaranteed. Advanced Hair Clinic. They're the UK leader in hair restoration.
Call Advanced Hair Studio now.
Told me, she said, son, you'll live in a place where love won't grow. It's hard on a woman to love a man when he can't reach his destiny. That's why I gotta move on.
Born Confident, the new Volkswagen T-Roc, also available as a cabriolet.
Whenever I stay at a White Lotus, I always have a memorable time.
La Dolce Vita.
A man does what he has to do. If you're sloppy, it's like you're rubbing her face up.
What happened last night? It's just been a series of very bad decisions. I think he's having an affair.
Louis just so romantic. You're gonna die. We're gonna have to drag you out of here.
How can we deliver energy to a world that can't stop? Discover how real-time data visibility of the complete supply chain allows us to achieve a 99.8% delivery record. Aramco, powered by How.
Plenty of football for you to enjoy from the Premier League coming away. Saturday night football is Chelsea against Manchester United at 5 o'clock. Super Sunday is Arsenal visiting Southampton at 1, and then Tottenham against Newcastle at 4. West Ham Bournemouth is Monday night football. That's happening at 7 o'clock. All those games available in Ultra HD. So you can enjoy your football. England supporters will have enjoyed the cricket that they've seen so far, because England have been outstanding in the field. Their catching was brilliant. The headline act, 5 for 10 for Sam Curran from 3 overs and 4 balls. The first man to do that for England in international T20s. England need 113 runs. We'll get to the maths of that in due course. But Michael Atherton joins me. They didn't put a foot wrong, really, save for that difficult chance spill by Alex Hales. That was mighty impressive.
I thought England were fantastic in the field there. Think of some of those catches. Livingston, first of all, Butler down the leg side. I thought the 2 catches from Moeen Adil and Adil Rashid were really tough, actually, and made to look very easy, particularly by Moeen Ali. So those were outstanding catches, and that, I think, most of all will have pleased Josh Butler as a kind of standing captain there, fielding captain, just looking around and seeing how sharp, energised and on it England were. They've had quite a long build-up, that 7-match series in Pakistan, and then the games here in Oz, and you just want to know that when you get to the first game of a World Cup proper, you are really tuned for it, and they look so.
Last World T20, which was of course in Dubai, Sam Curran was stood there talking to me, and now
in his golf shorts, if I remember.
So he's got a dodgy hair this time and golf shorts the last time. But his form has just gone like that, and it was interesting that he said that Josh Butler has wanted him to be very adaptable.
I think he's starting to make that position at the death his own now. You know, when we did our pre-World Cup podcast, if you remember, we were picking our teams, and I think myself and Nasser both had Chris Jordan at number 8, because England's bowling was a bit loaded to the front opening power play and not so many death options. But really, through Pakistan and through the games in Australia, and obviously with Jordan injured and absent as well, Curran has begun to make that position his own, and he's bowled really well at the death with a combination of cutters. He's got a deceptively sharp bumper, and he's got a Yorker as well. And of course, the reason why England picked him as a teenager, he's got a kind of inherent competitiveness.
You mentioned being sharp. How quick was Mark Wood today?
Well, he'd love to roll this pitch around with him for sure. I mean, that's a quick pitch. It's like the whacker of old. But he came steaming in. Up in the commentary box, one of the stats guys was saying that was the first time in T20 history that a fast bowler has bowled every ball of a 4-over spell of over 140 kilometres an hour. So that tells you how quick he's bowling. Look how deep Josh Butler is standing. I'm surprised actually that Afghanistan didn't think about running through to Butler, because when you're standing that far back, it's almost impossible to stop the single. Brilliant catch that down the leg side. But Mark Wood, the great thing about him is that he doesn't take any warming up. He gets into his action. Got wicket first ball, of course, 140 clicks, 154 I think his second ball was. He doesn't take any work to get up to top speed. When you've only got 4 overs, that's a huge benefit.
Only 113, just briefly. Will England have the calculators in their pocket and try and get this done?
I think they will, actually, with lots of rain around the eastern seaboard in Australia. I think they will try and put the foot to the floor and get this done as quickly as they can.
And when do Afghanistan introduce Rashid Khan, their trump card? They need wickets. It's just 113 for England. Butler and Hales. Your commentators, Owen Morgans with Natalie Germanis.
You see Faisal Haq Faruqi, the left arm quick, opening the bowling for Afghanistan. We watched throughout the whole of the first innings, the ball continuing to swing. And this young man will be trying to do that early on against Butler and Hales.
England faced up against Australia not too long ago on this ground, and these two, as an opening pair, put on 132. Won't even have a chance to put on 132 tonight because they're just chasing 113.
Yeah, I think we'll see both batters being very aggressive and assume business as usual. Butler and Hales typically take 10 to 12 balls to get themselves in and pounce on any whiff or anything that needs to be put away.
Standard field. T20. 2 straight. Boundary square may be the longest that we have here, but he's timed it well enough.
Well, he's gone full and straight, trying to swing it back to Josh Butler. Just eased by Butler into the leg side, and the ball races away to the long side of the boundary.
actually prompted an immediate change in the field. Fine leg has come up and put a square leg out on the boundary. Feels that's better for him in terms of protection on the leg side. That's where he will be. It's much better.
It's going to be an interesting balance here for Afghanistan, juggling their bowlers with very little to play with. Their strength is in their spin bowling, particularly Rashid Khan against Butler could be very effective. Wide signals by the umpire. But to find that balance between extracting a little bit of swing, maybe early movement with a new ball, and the matchups against certain individuals. Jos Buttler's matchup against Rashid Khan, 49 balls, 31 runs, but he's been dismissed 4 times.
Where is Victor? Very often buys a button. It's in this power play. Actually go for a better one, so that's what we're looking at. It's a movement early on. So Chris Brown, the standing umpires for tonight, and of course Alim Dar with him tonight. He's at square leg at the moment. The experienced umpire Alim Dar has been involved in a lot of ICC events around the world. Sure on exactly what they want to do with this field at the moment. They've got 2 slips in place. They're quite close together. Fine leg has gone back again. Mid-wicket. It's a bit of area now. Just a little too straight initially. He adjusted quite quickly.
Yeah, interesting. He's tried to swing the ball back in once, been punished to the leg side, but hasn't done it since. We've seen a change in the field, 2 slips in. It's a change of plan here for Afghanistan, trying to take the ball across Jos Buttler, potentially find the edge.
Decent carry through to the keeper as well. 5 without loss. First over done. 5 on the board for England. 113 points on the board in the Super 12. Number 2 of the Super 12s. Teams would love to get off to a winning start, but it's an uphill climb for Afghanistan. Spoke about how strong they are with spin, or how early they're thinking about going to spin. Won't be for now, as much be on the second over. Have tried to bolster their pace attack as much as possible coming into Australia, to make sure that they suit the conditions as much as possible. A few bowlers in this team that have played here in Australia, so they would know the conditions from that point of view. Just the 1 slip in place for Hales to face his first delivery. Square leg that's on the boundary, but he's actually quite a few paces off the boundary, that long boundary on the leg side. Third is back. Debut T20 internationals earlier on this year. 6 wickets so far in that career. 8.5 and over, just over that. this early call.
Yes, still a little bit of swing on offer at both ends. Asma continuing to go full. I think if Afghanistan can show some discipline, they might cause some issues for the England batsman. Alex Hales back into the England team. Very accomplished and experienced top order player who scored runs in all conditions, more so recently in the Big Bash here in Australia. Very successful campaigns.
Brilliant. That is brilliant. A terrible delivery, but just made it look so easy there, Butler.
Well, he's been in great form recently, just coming back from a calf injury sustained in the 100 in England. He just leans on that and picks the gap beautifully.
Year that he was brilliant in the World Cup last year as well. 100 against Sri Lanka. It was just sensational to watch. And then, of course, just kept on with that form. It just seemed like nothing could stop him. Now, fortunately, it was the calf injury that stopped him in the end. It was the opposition. Didn't seem to have bothered him much. He's come back and he's just picked it up where he left off. He's done well, very, very well. So that was flying past him.
Yeah, good fielding at short 45 from Zazai. Afghanistan fans are in, getting behind their team. Really good sign of a consistent batting wicket. You can use the pace and try and beat that man at short 45.
Fields 360, showing maybe what they might be eyeing up through the offside. Now, bowling it quite wide of the off stump at times has even been called wide as well, so Hales will be looking for those gaps that are available on that offside. See when he's done his batting, they struggled a little bit between the wickets. Already seen a difference from England. T20 international record, England. It's been 50-50 over the last 12 months. It's a very good overall record. No. Was World Cup winners in the 2010 tournament, 14 without loss.
I'm getting so excited for the World Cup. I challenge you to do like a real life sticker album. I'll give you 11 days, 11 players, hey, World Cup stars. What can go wrong?
The inspiration continues this weekend as Brighton take on champions Chelsea. Tomorrow at 6:30, live on Sky Sports.
The ICC T20 World Cup continues from Wednesday, live only on Sky Sports.
Day for Sam Curran. 5 for him. Finished off the innings beautifully. Just what was required of him. Hazelhak will continue.
If England are going to go the whole way in this tournament, there's two men that are going to be instrumental. Sam Curran's day today, and interesting to hear flash interview with Michael Atherton. Great day, but disappointed with his haircut yesterday, Nat.
Just going to say, if they are going to go all the way, it may change over time. Maybe hoping it changes quickly.
Surely after taking 5, being the first ever Englishman to take 5 for in a T20 international, he'll be going straight back to that barber at every opportunity.
I'm not sure there's much more you can do with it now, except maybe shave it all off. I don't think he's going to go in that route.
I think he'll be getting good advice from the man to his left-hand side. Chris Vokes always looks very sharp.
To get some bat on it and find the gap. Very wide again. Too much opportunity for runs.
Yeah, well, he's continued with the plan to go across Butler with 2 slips in play, but this was just short and wide, even to the extent where Butler did well to reach it. And it races away again. It's a very fast outfield here at Perth.
Two slips for a little while now for St Hucken. They've decided now it's time to change, strengthen that offside field. Shouldn't actually take the slip bounce.
Yeah, I think they've just struggled for control. Completely opposite to the England bowling display.
To at least get something on that. Just 141 in this over. Bowl it at pace. That extra pace from Woodridge made the difference.
Certainly has some pace to work with today. Mohammad Nabi still yet to see Rashid Khan be introduced early. He's just bowled 3% of his overs in the power play, normally used towards the back end. But he is an Achilles heel for Jos Buttler.
Where's that pitched? With the option of reviewing it possibly. They are having a little chat. Doesn't look like they're that interested in going upstairs. 3 overs gone. 21 runs. Possibly to come in next. They've got a lot to play with, and they could maybe elevate Moeen Ali if they really want to. Livingston is there too. Easy one. Very flexible batting line that England have, which is certainly an asset in this format of the game. Jibwood Munn has got ball in hand now. Quite nicely in the T20 World Cup last year.
Another strength of Afghanistan. Mujib been around a long time, plenty of experience in the Big Bash. Looking to make inroads.
Top five for last year against Scotland. Sharjah at the World Cup. 20. Easily. Just toying with the bowler, with the field in on the offside. Lifts it over the top. Butler wanted the third. He's got to get back quite quickly as well.
One of his strengths, Jos Buttler, is his ability to access the ground, no matter who is bowling. Very difficult bowler to bowl at, extremely proactive in the power play particularly.
Hey, easy 1-1.
He's very quick, always coming back for two, even though there was a little bit of a misfield.
Sounded good. It's gone straight to the fielder. All gone, 27 of that loss. Four overs have brought 27 runs for England and this opening pair. Butler's going at a really good rate. Hale's quite found his range as yet. He's only faced 7 deliveries though, so he's had a lot of the strike. Interesting move by the captain. Another over for Hazelhut.
Yeah, he's the hero of England's bowling success. 5 wickets in the first innings from young Sam Curran.
One, gentlemen. One.
Spoken about control, just the lack of it up front. There's something to work with there with Hazelhut, but his control is not there. We're already seeing 5 wides by Afghanistan. Been only bowled 3. Dropped. It's gone straight to him, even though it went quickly. Hayes Ahmed puts it down.
Well, it's been timed beautifully by Hales. Picks out the man and just bursts through his hands at backward point. Afghanistan really need to be holding catches like that. They're going to stay in the game.
Rubbing salt into the wounds after the drop catch. He's hit over the boundary rope.
Well, how many times do we see this happen in the game of cricket? A drop catch followed by a boundary. One of the worst feelings in the world, dropping a catch and then watching the next delivery sail into the boundary ropes.
See differently. RNIB.
So Afghanistan get the breakthrough. Robert Milan to the crease. Yeah, talking about space, he's over 100 kilometers per hour. So it's the slowest spinner we've ever come across.
Oh, the way of T20 spin generally for a lot of...
So you could see the seaman. We were all very thankful for that until he cottoned on to the idea that maybe it was helping people pick it. And it is a difficulty, especially if you don't pick it out of the hand. And he's one of those guys who is difficult to pick it out of the hand. And his extra little top spin that he gets after it pitches is to when it rushes onto you like this last delivery has. And England, should they be going all out, thinking net run rate? I mean, the foundation's set.
Definitely, with so much rain around. I mean, without being completely crazy, you make sure you win the game, but once you get to a point where that is banked, if you like, you don't want to be hanging around.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You've got the foundation. You've got your 43 for one.
Easy 1-1.
End of the first rush, he can't over. Goes for 4. 44 for 1.
Fuck me. Good 10.
Halfway. England, not much to chase, just the 113 for victory. No need for massive risks. Quality shots by Joss Butler. at this stage, Afghanistan with 37 for 2, England 44 for 1. And I can remember being on commentary at this time saying you just feel like Afghanistan haven't really gone anywhere. So the fact that England only 7 ahead, from net run rate perspective, is a bit of a concern, but that's beautifully played. Nicely over extra cover. It's almost something that he mastered by the end of the Pakistan tour.
Yeah, I would say if you're asked to say what is the one signature shot of Dawid Malan, it would be that shot, the lofted drive over extra cover. He's a good all-round player. He's obviously got shots all around the wicket, but if you just said what's great strength, then that shot would be one. The way that he holds his shape and steers it over extra cover. Good driver of the ball. The advantage of playing Afghanistan spinners on this pitch is that shot from Hales. If you imagine you were playing, say, in UAE or a lower bouncing pitch, the way that Mujeeb and Rashid bowl, which is quite a hard length into the surface, if it scuttles through, quite hard to get back and cut off the stumps. But here at the Perth Stadium with the bounce, it enables the batsman, even when the bowlers are bowling straight at the stumps, to kind of get back and cut it away. So I reckon England, when they saw the fixtures at the start of the tournament, very happy to play Afghanistan here on this ground.
Could go all the way. Oh, another one down. Second one of the evening for Afghanistan, and defending 112. Unfortunately, they have to take everything on offer twice now. Hales is put down.
Well, it's the skipper, and it's not a straightforward catch because it went very flat and hard coming out of the seats and the stands, but nevertheless, having got there, he'd hoped to take that.
8 done, 50 on the board.
To adapt in a fast-changing world, you could hire a professional pit crew.
Go, go, go! Okay. Fresh donuts! Huh?
Yeah, I'll be disappointed with that. I suppose that's the control of both those catches. And back to where Afghanistan were, 42 for 2, 50 for 1. To the website and vote for your player of the match. There's a few in contention, I'd say. Christopher Mark Wood. Sam Curran was really good. Delivery, because he decided to go for the full option. He missed the stumps by about half a metre. Got some beautiful shape to it.
He's making that position his own. As I said to him, probably 6 months ago, he's not certain to get in this side. But very hard to leave him out right now, for sure.
That's the pressure end too. You know, you often have the days. Today's one of the but then you also have to deal with the pressure situations at the back end where you've got to try and defend a certain amount of runs.
I never did it, of course, and you did. But I suspect it must kind of give you a slightly philosophical air about life, because occasionally you're going to go around the park and there's not much you can do about it. Some days you might have good days, and I suspect it must just make you a bit more philosophical about life in general.
Yeah, some days you're king, some days you're kipper, and it's just the nature of the game. And I think even more so now. You know, in the old days, if you nailed your Yorkers, then you could almost count on being effective, whereas these days they get down and ramp you to all parts, and even if you bowl the delivery you're after. This could be the first catch taken. It is. Eventually Hales runs out of luck. Delivery that rushed onto him, did him for pace, popped up into the air, and Afghanistan, sorry, have their second.
Well, he'd been living dangerously, hadn't he, Alex Hales? And these are big boundaries to take on. He's a fine striker of the ball. He's hit many sixes in his time, but square of the wicket, as he's having to do here, these are as big a boundaries as you will see, and he just didn't quite catch it well enough. And thankfully for Afghanistan, one has stayed in the buckets at last. So Hales gone for 19, England 52 for 2.
Times are tight, and right now, things can feel a little constrained. Like there isn't much wiggle room. Sure, you can get a new phone if you want, but is that always right for you?
With EE, you can get an annual checkup on your current device designed to keep your phone in tip-top condition. Count on EE, the UK's best network.
Whether you're excited to start your next adventure or just relaxing after one, rest easy with our super comfy beds, only available at PremierIn.com.
Stokes to the crease at number 4 for England. Nasser Hussain's down on the ground. Nasser, was that a loud cheer from the Afghanistan crowd?
Yeah, it was, Sean. I think Ben Stokes and David Milan had a little mix-up there for a while, but David Milan has got it back in. There was a big cheer. They were looking a bit despondent after a couple of chances had gone down. And there was silence until finally ended in the hands of Faisal, the deep square leg. They needed that, Afghanistan. Just been out to check, really. May make no difference in this game, but there's not much dew has come down at all. A little bit damp, the outfield, but no real heavy dew. Saw, remember, in the UAE in the last World Cup, sides just winning the toss, having a bowl and chasing when the dew came down, and winning when chasing. That has zipped through. Wides, I reckon, umpire? Yeah, wides given. Right call. That really zipped through.
It did zip through, and it's gone for the 4 wides, but it'll be a delivery he remembers for the rest of his life. Coming from Afghanistan, he won't have had this opportunity too often, where he bangs it in and it clears the keeper by probably 1.5 meters. A couple of bounces into the side screen. That's one for the grandchildren. Was a good over with the wicket. Unfortunately, ended up going for 9, 59 for 2.
Should ask you about South Africa's chances, Polly. For a lot of people think they're, dark horses in this tournament. Not necessarily amongst the couple of most favoured sides, but a serious threat. How do you see it?
Yeah, I think they'll be really happy where the pools ended up. The ability that they have, they would think they could dominate some of the matches in the pool. Then it probably goes down to how you perform against India and Pakistan. Not writing the other teams off, but on paper you would think you would beat them. And I just think South Africa not a lot has run their way in the big tournament. So they sort of come in a little bit under the radar, not a massive expectation about how they're going to perform. I think they could be quietly confident about some of the performances they put in, and qualifying. Always know that these knockout, it's just 2 good performances, and you've got yourself a trophy. So maybe it's their time. Maybe the sun's going to shine a bit. Yes, you agree with me, don't you?
Yep, you've got a great chance, South Africa, Sean. I always agree with you. Easier group, would you say, or am I being a bit harsh? Would you say this is now the more difficult group, with Sri Lanka, Asia Cup winners, Ireland coming through?
I won't give you any tissues, but definitely I agree with you.
That game at Melbourne in a few days, 5-6 days time, the game at Melbourne towards the end of this week, coming up, England, Australia at the MCG. It's going to be vital for Australia against the old enemy, having lost today.
Talking about how important this group is, are you a little bit surprised, Ness, that maybe England haven't gone a little bit harder trying to finish this quickly?
Absolutely, and that's why I brought it up, really, because I reckon with Stokes at the crease now, he strikes me as the type of cricketer who will want to get this done quickly because of net run rate. You've just got to keep an eye on net run rate. Milan can't be chewing up deliveries here. Obviously you have to win the game, but at the end of the group stage you do not want to be thinking, if we had gone a fraction harder against Afghanistan, we'd be through to a semi.
Easy one.
There speaks a man who cost an England a knockout place once on strike rate.
Don't go
a long time ago, but it was very costly, if I remember.
Those Duckworth-Lewis Stern sheets were difficult as well, weren't they?
Yeah, South Africa had the same net run rate issue in the last World Cup as well, so I'm glad this over's coming to an end.
We're getting everything off our chest in this over. Make me a coffee, Atherton.
A fat chance of that happening. 10 overs done, 62 for 2. It's not going to be coffee, but it's going to be a refreshment for the players.
To adapt in a changing world, you could hire a professor of theoretical mathematics.
We all know this equation, right?
He'd crunch numbers day and night.
That's it.
To maximize profitability.
Morning. I have quarterly numbers. They're beautiful.
And forecast revenue from every corner of your organization.
Is that important?
Or you could use Workday, the finance, HR and planning system that helps CFOs make better decisions faster. For a solve problems like a genius world, Workday for a changing world.
Enjoy the same feeling, whatever the trip. Premier Inn. Rest easy. Only available to book at premierin.com.
It won't feel like home till it feels like you. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Wonderful. Next up is Kanique.
Easy.
Well, he's eager. Let's see how they perform. First up, the weave. Nice quick turns. It's a perfect start. So spacious, yet he's slipping through this with ease. Confident run up to the seesaw. Yeah, faultless so far, but what about the finish? Easy does it. Oh, marvellous.
Skoda Kanique, our compact SUV. A driver's best friend. Skoda.
Halfway in terms of overs. 10 overs gone, 62 for 2. On 2016, England set a record chase. Let's take you back to that.
In the air and down the ground to long on. Moeen Ali jogs off. Remarkable scenes here in Mumbai. Remarkable run chase. Second highest ever in world cricket, highest in world T20 cricket.
South Africa made 229 for 4 in that game. World Cup match. England chased it down with a couple of balls to spare. It was a masterclass from Joe Root that day. 83 of 44 balls with 6 fours and 4 sixes. An incredible chase. Well, 2 of my co-commentators played in that game. Owen Morgan played in that game. Dale Steyn, you also played in that game.
I did, unfortunately. I think England were about 45 or 46 with that loss after 2 overs. Myself and KG, we really got put to the sword, and what a fantastic start. Once you get to almost 50 in 2 overs, I mean, you're looking at a good chase.
Do you remember your figures from that day?
I don't want to remember them.
But between you and Owen Morgan, the two of you, your 2 overs went for 35, and Owen Morgan made 12 or 15.
That's why we're sitting in the com box now and not playing anymore.
This one-off day in your career, Dale, that's all. Incredible run chase that was by England. South Africa making 229 for 4 that day. You think it's a winning total.